Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna and I live in Japan, Tokyo to be exact. And today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my 5 days-ish in Yakushima. I didn't show any footage of the first day because we were just traveling and just getting there, and then the first day we didn't do much, we just like had dinner. So the video starts from day 2, but in the video I say day 1, so sorry about that. But Yakushima is in southern Japan. It's off the coast of Kagoshima in Kyushu. And yeah, it's known for like its lush forests. It has a lot of nature. It's like deep green everywhere. There's also beach. It just has mountains, forest, ocean. It has everything you want if you're a nature lover. So I've been wanting to go there for a while, but it's kind of expensive to get there. So I just didn't really make it a priority. But because of COVID, you know, domestic travel is really the only thing we can do right now, so I decided to take advantage and yeah, plan a trip there. So I went with my boyfriend Joseph, and we're just gonna jump right into our 10-hour journey to Jomonsugi. Jomonsugi is the oldest tree in Japan. It's estimated to be up to 7,600 years old, somewhere between 2,000 to 7,000 years old, which is crazy. We started the hike at like 6 a.m. I just show some footage of our journey there. I didn't really explain it too much, but yeah, it was a really beautiful little hike into the forest. I feel like it was therapeutic. But yeah, we're just gonna jump right into that and then head on into our 5 days in Yakushima. So here we go. We did it!
Yes.
Yay!
Jomonsugi. Kimashita.
This is what I've been having for breakfast for the past few days. It's just rice with natto. So this is ready-made rice that you can buy at like convenient or grocery stores here. I just topped it with natto and put some red chili flakes on top. And yeah, it's a pretty like substantial breakfast, and I'll probably have some like banana as well. Yeah, and this is our view. It's pretty nice. I bought this salad last night at this grocery store. It was just like cabbage and carrots and stuff. And then I bought this rice to put on top and this tofu and this avocado. And this is my lunch that I'm having while scuba diving. It's still raining. Yeah, so it's a few hours after we went scuba diving. And what did you think, Joseph?
It was great.
Yeah, it was actually really nice. We saw a lot of wildlife. Saw sea turtle, stingray, pufferfish, lots of little cuties that I don't know the names of. We saw like a family of like, not clownfish, but like the black version of clownfish, black and white. And they had like tiny, tiny little baby fishies. And they were like protecting them and it was so cute.
Yeah. Now what was cool is that it was a nice change from the rainy weather.
Yeah.
You know,
it was so cold outside, and then once you got in the water, it was so warm.
Yeah. That
was nice. But it's 5 o'clock now. I don't know if you guys can hear the chime, but one thing I noticed, me and Joseph both noticed, is that they're less like strict here about like preserving the animals and protecting them, because like we got super close to the sea turtle and the guide even like got up like in its face to take a photo, which was like not ethical for me, but
yeah. Like I felt a little bit embarrassed.
Yeah, I felt so bad for the turtle.
We were clearly disturbing the turtle.
Yeah, it was sleeping.
Yeah.
And also he kept asking us to like touch the ground of the sea floor, like to like look at animals. We were touching like dead coral, I think, or like rocks, but still, like, I don't know, it felt wrong.
Especially compared to what we were told in Mabul.
Yeah, in Malaysia where we got our license.
Yeah.
They told us not to do those things, so it threw me off a bit. But other than that, like, it was pretty, so yeah. Tomorrow we're planning to go hiking, but yesterday I developed a bit of like a ligament issue in the back of my knee and it's hurting still, so I'm kind of nervous to go hiking, like a full day of hiking, because I don't know what my issue is and it hurts to go up and down stairs, and hiking is, you know, going up and down, so I don't know, but yeah, we'll play it by ear, I guess. How do you think of Yakushima so far?
I love this place. It's great. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's
great as we get drenched in rain. Yeah, it's been good so far. It's super pretty. Everyone's really nice. They talk in like a accent that I've never heard before.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. I think it's like a Kyushu accent, but yeah, like
I guess
maybe more
accent.
More emphasized because it's Yakushima. I don't know. But yeah, we're on the way to the grocery store to pick up ingredients to make bento for tomorrow. Yay! Found this ginormous tree, but it's backlit. Can't see it very well. Oh, here's a better shot. It's so big. This trail is also very quiet, like our last trail. It's so peaceful.
Guys, so we are at the beach. Hold on, we're not at the beach, we are on a small island in the middle of the forest.
Taxi service to the hotel. So originally, our hotel told us that it's really hard to rent kayaks here because like usually you have to get a tour, and the tours are like 8,000 yen, $80 for like 3 hours, which is pretty expensive. But then he was like, oh, like you can try this one place, like maybe they'll let you rent. So we go to this place, it's like 3 minutes from our hotel, and they're like, oh yeah, no problem, you can rent. It's 3,000 yen for 3 hours, which is like a pretty good deal. And the original, like the reason why the guy at our hotel told us that they usually don't let people rent kayaks is because it's like pretty close to the ocean. So they were like, we can't take responsibility if people like ride into the ocean. I was like, what the hell? But this rental place that we ended up renting kayaks from, there was no paperwork like that. They don't even know my full name. They don't know my contact details. They don't know anything. And like, they just rented us this kayak. So I don't know. I just thought it was funny how like the attitude is so different. Like the one guy was like, oh, it's too dangerous. And then the other company is like, oh yeah, no problem. Like you don't have to do anything. It's pretty entertaining. How's it? Yeah? How does it rank?
This is like proper French fries now.
I'm gonna try one. I'm on a run right now through like random roads, and then I spotted an entire track. I'll try to get a better view. It's so random, like there's an entire track and field right next to me. Here, maybe you can see it. Yeah. It overlooks the ocean and it's a really nice track. Who uses that? I don't know. There's not even a school nearby. It's very interesting. I'm on the bridge that I spotted yesterday on the kayak thing that we did. And I was like, oh, I wonder how we get to that bridge. And I found it on my run. It's actually really close to the hotel. It's only a mile and a half from where we're staying. So it's such a nice view. You can see the ocean. It's like drizzling a little bit, but it feels nice when you're running. Okay, so let's pause the video and let me share with you guys what happened on our final day in Yakushima, because it was kind of a disaster. So on the final day we were supposed to board a flight from 11:30 to get back to Kagoshima and then board another flight from Kagoshima to Tokyo. But when we got to the airport in Yakushima, they told us that our flight was not, like we didn't properly book the flight. Like we booked an open ticket, but we didn't pick a airline or like a proper time to board the airplane. So I guess this was something that we were supposed to do beforehand, but we didn't do it. So we were put on standby seats, and they told us that if by chance somebody doesn't check in, then you can get on this flight. But this was like a peak travel day because everyone was trying to get back home before the work week began, because we had a 4-day weekend and this was the final day of the 4-day weekend. So we were like, there's no way that like nobody's gonna check in, you know. Okay, sorry, my memory card ran out of space on my camera, so I have to finish this on my phone. So sorry, the audio is not gonna be as good, but so yeah, so nobody missed the check-in for the flight that we were trying to get on. So we were like scrambling, trying to decide what to do. It was super stressful because we had a connecting flight we needed to get on in Kagoshima. So we were thinking like, okay, what do we do? Do we try to catch the flight somehow? Should we wait for the next flight departing Yakushima to see if we can make it onto that? Because like basically what we had were open tickets, so we could try to get on any flight that day. But being that it was like a huge travel day, the chances that we would get on any flight that day were super slim. So we were like, you know what, let's not like, you know, leave it to fate. Let's try to get out of Yakushima somehow. So we decided to cancel our connecting flight and just get on a ferry to Kagoshima. So there's exactly one ferry that leaves Yakushima every day, and it's at 1:30. So it was like 11:30 around this time that we were trying to decide what to do. So we had a couple hours to get to the port. So we get to the ferry terminal, we get the tickets, we get on the ferry, and we decide that we're just going to spend one night in Kagoshima and catch an early flight back to Tokyo the next day. And the ferry was actually super nice. Like, I'll share some footage here, but basically you get onto this like huge boat, and when we entered, there were all these people guiding us, like telling us where what different areas of the ferries are. So there was like a sleeping area, there's a sitting area, there's a restaurant. There were all these different sections of the airport, and they were kind of like telling us where each place was. And there was like this really nice like spiral staircase going through the ferry, and there was even a restaurant that sold udon and soba noodles. There was also like an arcade where you could do like pachinko slots too. Like there were kids games, but also pachinko slots for adults, which was absurd. And there was also like a theater, an unused theater that people were using to like sleep in. And we spent a lot of time outside on the deck. So the first like half of the ride, it was raining outside, so we couldn't really use the decks, but then the skies cleared and we could go outside, and it was so nice outside, like the views, because the second half of the ride you're going through the bay of Kagoshima, so there's land on either side of you, and the land is just like mountains and volcanoes, and it's super pretty. So I was just like outside taking pictures a lot of the time, and we napped for maybe like an hour in between. We went to the restaurant and had lunch. We tried to keep ourselves busy, and actually the time passed quite quickly. We got to Kagoshima port around 6 p.m. I think it was around 6 p.m. And then we got to the hotel. Me and Joseph went to dinner at this Italian restaurant. We really wanted like pizza or like something Western, because we had spent the last 4 or 5 days just eating lots of like izakaya Japanese food. I mean, I had just eaten tempura and fries basically for the last 5 days, so I was like kind of craving something not fried and not Japanese. So we got pizza. It was actually really lovely. The decorations were so nice. Like it was all like vintagey, and the lighting was like grapes, and everything was just like very thoughtfully decorated. It was really cool inside. And then we just like walked around Kagoshima. We stumbled upon this park that was like full of teenagers. I think it's where all the high schoolers hang out. But it was just like kids. I think they were drinking. Some were drinking, some were just chilling. Like I think people, probably teenagers, go there to like make out with each other. I don't know what was going on, but it was really fun to see. And there was like a singer there singing. It was really fun to just like walk around. And then yeah, the next day we just took the flight back, and we got back home around 11:30 a.m. I immediately put on my work laptop and started working. So it was kind of a rushed situation. Like I mean, it would have been nice to come home, decompress, unpack, like, you know, relax a little bit, but I was just like, as soon as I got home, I started working immediately. So all in all, our little mishap of a journey home could have been a lot worse. Like it wasn't that bad. We ended up losing probably 30,000 yen or $300 total on, you know, all of the extra costs, like the extra flight we had to book, because we didn't get any of the money back for the second flight. Luckily we got a refund for the flight from Yakushima to Kagoshima, but for the second flight we had no refund, so we had to completely rebook that. We had to book hotel room, you know, all the costs for the ride to the airports, all of that, the meals, everything. So we probably lost 30,000 yen total. But anyway, it could have been worse. We got to see a new city. Wasn't that bad in the end, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like videos about Japan, about travel, about being vegan, then please hit that subscribe button and, you know, leave me a comment down below, and please give this video a like so that I know that you liked it. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.